Hey everyone, it's Karen from Mayfly Life. Rigged up my camera. My my tripod broke, so I had to do a little rigging in order to do this. Today I'm going to be doing laundry soap, homemade. Done a little bit of research on it, and I really like this particular recipe. It's 50% coconut oil and 50% lard. You can go with a complete vegan version of 100% coconut oil, but I like the combination of the lard and the coconut oil. So I've got, this is a small test batch because this is for my own personal use. You can use it, I'll put put the recipe down for you if you want to follow along and make it yourself. This isn't for sale or anything like that. This is just for my own personal use so that I can get moving on my my handmade, homemade journey, lifestyle journey. And so I've got a 500 gram batch in here. This is 50 grams, 250 grams of coconut oil, 250 grams of lard, and then to that I'm going to add my lye solution, which is made up of 50%, 150 grams of water and 77.05 grams of lye. So I'll get that going, and what I'm going to do is I'll be pouring the lye solution right into the coconut oil. And so I'm just going to give it a mixy mix. Give it nice and dissolved. With my stainless steel, of course, my stainless steel spoon. And that's pretty much dissolved. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour that over my lard and my coconut oil and let that get mixed. So I'll bring you back once it's all done. Okay everyone, I'm back. Everything's melted, so I'm just going to bring it to light trace. Now this is unscented. You can, if you want, scent it, but I'm going to leave it unscented, and for now, I'll see how it goes. Because this is a two-part. Once the bars have cured overnight, I'm gonna be grating it and making up the rest of the recipe. Because this is going to be it's not a liquid detergent, it's going to be a powdered detergent. So I'll be adding other ingredients with it tomorrow. It is at trace, so I'm just going to clean this and pour it in. I've got my individual molds, so I mean there's no need to put it into a loaf because it's such a small batch. So I'm going to put it into my individual mold. I've got two different kinds. I'll bring it over here. I've got this one, which is probably just right. So I'm just going to pour these in and pour it in good. Nothing fancy here. Just pour it in straight up. And I've got another one on reserve just in case. So I don't use this mold that often. I do for some of my charcoal, like my vegan charcoal soap. Excuse me. And my lavender soaps and my Baby Bastille, but not... Don't use it too often, so... And pour the last of it in here. So 500 gram batch does work. Pretty much fills up the whole thing. Yep. See? That's why it is so important. I can feel it right now. I think I've got a little bit of the soap solution on a little bit of my arm because I have a tendency to pull up my sleeves, even though they are long, as you can see, nice and long. But I have a tendency to do that, and sure enough, I got a spot here. So quickly rinse that off with cold water. Oh, that feels better. Now it's not, but it's like I say, you know, that's why I say it's important to have all of the right equipment on, and make sure that you're practicing safe soaping, even though accidents do happen. And that's okay, because that's part of soaping. But I felt a little bit of a burning sensation in my arm, so I knew I got hit with something. Okay, so once these are hardened, then I'll grate them in the morning, and I'll bring you back for the rest. Okay, see you in the morning. Okay, so part 2 of this DIY laundry detergent is I need to make a washing soda, and since it's very hard to come by for some reason in Winnipeg and in Manitoba, where to find it I have no idea. So what I'm doing is I'm sprinkling a cup and a half, just to be on the safe side. Actually 2 cups. I'll do 2 cups because I want to do a double batch for myself. So basically what I'm doing is I'm spreading it out on a cookie sheet, and I just spread it out. See, the difference between baking soda and baking wash is that I'm not going to get all technical here, but there's a difference between, I believe it's carbon dioxide and water. And what happens is that you heat it for about an hour at 400 degrees, and what it does is that it changes the composition of the baking soda and turns it into baking like a washing soda. So, you know, I'll be using this as part of the formula to go with the bars that I made last night. And once this is done, we'll get everything together. Okay, so I'm going to pop this into a 400-degree oven for an hour, and I'll bring you back. Okay, now you guys remember that I made soap bars last night, and this is what they look like. They're hard as rock, really nice. And what I'm going to do now is grind them for the next step. So let's see how it goes. Okay, now that we have our 5 ounces of grated soap that I made, what you're going to do is you're going to add 1 cup of the washing soda. that we just made. As well, we'll add 1 cup of borax. And now it's off to the blender. Okay, we'll just add this now. Slowly put it in. And what you're going to do is you're going to grind this to a fine powder. And as you can see, it's ground into a nice fine powder. And what I'm going to do is I put it in a nice jar, covered jar. And what I'll use with this, when I do laundry, I'll add 1 to 2 tablespoons to my load and let her go. I'll also be adding an essential oil. I decided I'm going to use orange, so it'll give it a nice scent. So to this, I'm going to add about 15 drops. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, and that's all you need. Then you give it a nice little mix again, and then you're good to go. And here we have our finished laundry soap. It smells beautiful with the citrus scent. And if a lot of you are wondering whether or not this soap powder is, this laundry powder is okay for high efficiency, yes it is, because it's low setting. So that's what you need. So go out and make this. I'm gonna enjoy a more natural product. Okay everybody, I just wanted to show you how well that laundry detergent I made did. My husband is a trucker and he works in the construction industry. And this is a pair of his pants. And boy, oh boy, did it clean. I'm actually quite impressed with this. So this is a thumbs up for me. Perfect. And it works well. So we'll see how many loads I get and how well it uses and how well it cleans in the going weeks and months. But right now, on first impressions, I gotta say this, a thumbs up. Okay, catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.